What's up YouTube? How is everybody doing today? For today's video, I wanted to talk about the idea of calls to action. Now this is something I have been learning about. So I'm presenting something I'm learning about and trying to incorporate it better into my streams and a wide variety of other things. So what is a call to action? A call to action, and I am going to do the slightly cardinal sin of describing something by using its own words, is when you do a specific call out within whatever medium you're in, trying to influence a specific person or your audience to do a specific action. In this case, hey, YouTube, I want you all to go visit this link and do this thing while you are there. You're calling out to who? YouTube audience, and then you're telling them what the action is that you want them to do. Call to actions are incredibly important as a content creator because people go to your content for the content that it is, where you as a content creator are wanting people to interact with in a specific way to give you some sort of feedback. Typically things like follows and likes and subscriptions and hearts and thumbs up and whatever your medium of choice is and what its interaction. As a YouTuber, as a streamer, something like that, you are wanting people to follow and subscribe to your content, whereas the people who are coming to visit your content are coming to view your content. So you want something different, sort of, from the viewer than what the viewer is likely to give. A call to action is a great way to tell them what you need from them politely and usually in a nice incorporated way to try to encourage them to do that behavior. So, frequent forms that you will see a call to action from. You've probably heard many variations on these in the past, but you'll get things like, what's up YouTube? If you are liking this sort of content, don't forget to hit that follow button below. It means the world to me and it means you can help see great content in the future. Or you can see content on Twitch like, hey guys, we are only 10 subs away from 1,500 subs. Seriously, we're at 1490, 10 more subs. If you guys got your Twitch Primes ready, please make it rain some money right now. Let's get up to that 1,500 subs number. It's going to be amazing when we hit it, all right? Or you can see things like, hey guys, our daily sub goal is at 5 subs. We're 2 subs away from our daily sub goal. Once we hit our daily sub goal, you are going to see me eat a magic card on stream. No, I'm not going to eat a magic card on screen. Don't feel that you have to do that. Your call to action needs to be modified for each platform that you work on. Your call to action is going to be different on Twitch than your call to action would be on YouTube. Your call to action on Instagram is going to be different than your call to action on Facebook. Learn what the standard ways of doing calls to action on each platform are and why they specifically work. Calling out to subscribers is going to be different on YouTube than it is on Facebook, because no one really subscribes on Facebook, they like and they follow. Similarly, on YouTube, you're going to put your call to action at specific places in your videos, where on Twitch, you are going to try to integrate your calls to action at different points, spaced more logically to hit people at a different time period. So I've gone over a couple different ideas. On YouTube, you'll frequently see people do a call to action early on in a video and at the end. On Twitch, I believe you should do a call to action roughly every 15 to 30 minutes, depending upon the frequency of your stream and the level of your call to action. On something like Facebook, you're more likely to see calls to action with images that people occasionally post, often with like arrows pointing to wherever the like and follow button is, or trying to get you to interact with things like hearts and flowers and any of the various reaction emotes that you can give on things. Twitch is a bit of a different platform when it comes to calls to action. On YouTube, someone starts your video at the 1 second mark and will finish either whenever they're done and decide to click away or at the very end of your video. So frequently, if you include a call to action at the 2-minute mark, anyone who makes the 2-minute mark is going to hear that call to action. Similarly, anyone who hits that call to action that you might have at the last 30 seconds is all going to hear that call to action because you specifically placed it there. Not so on Twitch. You don't get your audience for the entire bulk of your stream on Twitch. If you have an average of 50 viewers, you don't have 50 viewers at the end and the exact same 50 viewers at the beginning you get a churn of viewers at different points. What this means is it's possible that someone can show up to your stream 30 seconds after you do a call to action, stay around for 5 minutes, leave, and then 4 more people take their place as 2 other people that were watching you have also left. You stayed about the same steady viewer number, but you've got 4 to 10 new bodies compared to. So if you did a call to action at say 8:42 at night, and then 10 people show up from 8:43 to 8:47, none of them will have heard that call to action you gave. Incorporating regular calls to action into your Twitch stream is going to let the vast majority of people hear it with that general churn over of viewers that you are likely to see. Here's the thing with calls to action. In some ways, you can't do too many calls to action. People are going to fall into 3 different ways with your call to action. You either have the people who have already responded to said call of action. If your call of action is like, hey everybody, please follow this, follow me so that you can see great content in the future. Anyone who has already followed you isn't really going to interact with this. They already follow you, they already like your content. Anyone who does not care was never going to follow anyways, so you're really targeting a specific section of people who have yet to follow and might not have remembered to do that follow unless you called out to them. So as long as you aren't like spamming your thing constantly, the people who already follow you aren't really going to care, which means you really can't do this too often. Do's and don'ts of call to actions. On Twitch, make your calls to action relatively brief, 5 to 15 seconds, all you really need. Hey everyone, if you like this sort of content, don't forget to hit that follow button. It means the world to me, and it means that you can see my content in the future when I go live. If you sit there and do a 5-minute rant about how you aren't getting enough followers and seriously you're trying to do this as a full-time job and everyone please just follow me, why won't you follow, 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 I am not going on this content until someone gives me a follow, I desperately need follows, you're gonna annoy people. And you don't want to annoy people. You want to grow. You don't want to make your content unfun for the people who already follow you, who are tuning in for it, all at the expense of doing something. So make it brief, make it easy to follow, make it something that's not going to majorly disrupt your stream, and no one will really have any sort of issue with it, and it will be useful for promoting a certain type of thing. Don't expect people to always do the thing. Just because you gave a call to action out that says, we're 15 followers away from 350 followers, please, if you like this content, give me a follow, don't immediately expect people to start following. Sometimes calls to action don't work, but repeated calls to action will. Many YouTubers will have a call to action in every single video, and sometimes you'll have people watching 3, 4, 5 videos before that call to action finally spurs them to that action to hit that subscribe button. So just because you said it once and just because someone heard it once doesn't mean that they're immediately going to hit it. It might take a couple times for them to go like, oh right, I haven't hit that follow button. When it comes to the form of your call to action, either try to be consistent, keep things around the exact same way of saying it. If you're doing the exact same call to action each time, everyone sort of gets used to it as a regular feature of your stream. Or try to change it up a little bit so that you've got sort of a variety of different calls to action. You can have this hour, you can have, hey, this call to action is going to be a follower one, this call to action is going to be informing people about a thing coming up to tune in their calendars, and this call to action could be a subscriber one, so that we cycle through a couple different ones and we keep things a little bit interesting so you feel you're not constantly repeating yourself. Because it definitely will start to feel like you're repeating yourself saying, hey everyone, if you like this sort of content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. An alternate thing that you can do with calls to action is to incorporate one of the various bots available on Twitch. A lot of the bots, such as the Stream Elements bot or the Streamlabs chatbot, allow you to set timers with your content. So a timer is something that you would set on, say, a 5, 10, 15 minute, whatever cycle, where it's going to display a prefabricated message. So there's 2 ways that you can handle this. You can set a single timer that goes on a non-spammy time interval. I recommend at least probably about 15 minutes for that. That's going to pop up with the exact same message. Or you can set a series of timers giving different sort of informations on a shorter interval. Myself, I've got 5 timers. I've got a 5-minute cycle on each timer, so it plays timer 1. 5 minutes later, it plays timer 2. 5 minutes later, it plays timer 3. 5 minutes more, etc., etc. And timers 1 and 4 are both calls to action. So we see about every 15-20 minutes, you'll see a call to action go out in my chat for people to see things without being too spammy. I'm not having that pop up every 30 seconds trying to remind people, hey guys, please subscribe, give me money. The second thing is, with your voice on Twitch, you have access pretty much to follow and subscribe. You can do a couple other things with that, but for the most part, you're trying to say, click this button, click that button, click that button, click that button. That's about the extent of it. But making use of your bot, you can throw in other things like affiliate links, or links to social media profiles, or links to specific things that you want people to interact with. Which is a really easy way to plan that into there, so that you can also sort of dual hit with your call to action. If every 30 minutes you're doing a call to action to have people, hey everyone, if you like this content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, it means the world to me. Meanwhile, you have your bot popping up in the side saying, hey everyone, Aaron also has a Instagram and a Twitter account. Please hit these links if you want to go follow him on Twitter. It's a great way to have a dual call to action, different things, and it's very difficult to say, hey, go off-site, go to Twitter, look me up, and then hit that follow button, whereas having a link there that someone just goes, oh, press, like, we're good, is a heck of a lot easier. So it's a great way to incorporate your bot. A useful thing to incorporate with your bot for your call to action is setting a way to differentiate things from looking like every other message. I make use of some bars around. I've also got, in past, tried using the asterisk. I've tried using the pound key, the hashtag key that some people might be familiar with, or even just like excessive brackets, or making use of various emotes. Set those around it so that when your bot says their message, people can clearly see, outlined by hearts, outlined by bars, outlined by those wonderful like squid tentacles, anything like that, that this content is different and they should pay attention to it. And then any of your regulars, once they're used to seeing those squid tentacles all the time, are like, yep, that's called action timer, I can just don't have to pay too much attention to it. So it's a useful way of drawing attention to that call to action and getting new people to notice it. A last thing that you can potentially do with your call to actions is to set something up on your screen. So I'm going to enable something right now. If we see up here in the corner, you will now see that a little timer up there cycling through my social media. So you can see the tweet and Feldy. Now you can see the sign for YouTube with Feldy Gaming, etc. Having a timer like that, having something that's cycling out on your screen can be a simple and subtle, as long as you don't make it too irritating for the viewer, as a simple and subtle way to remind people to do something. Whether having a latest follower banner going around the side of your screen, or having pop up occasionally saying, thanks so much for subscribing, so-and-so, or, as I had there, having something cycling through some of your social profiles to get people to ask about them is a great, simple way to have a call to action happening that you don't have to bring attention to. Incorporating such a thing can also be a great way of reminding people that they need to do something. Having someone's name pop up on screen saying, thank you to my latest subscriber, you're absolutely amazing, and having that pop up every 5 minutes might be a useful way for people to remember, oh right, you can subscribe, and here's a benefit for subscribing, you get your name up on the screen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this sort of content. I am still new to call to actions. I'm trying to work out what my ideal call to action is. So if you pop by my stream, you'll probably hear me trying a variety of different things and settling on it. Here's the great thing, you don't have to stick to the same call to action. If you have tried 3 different ones and you found 2 of them don't work, but you really like the form of one of them, go with that one. Experiment with, try some different things, try using a bot, see about incorporating things on your stream, see about using your voice. Mix it up a little bit, see what feels like the ideal for you. As long as you aren't spamming people and as long as you aren't begging or berating people, no one's gonna feel too put out by your call to action. And if you do it well enough and you polish it up, it's just gonna feel like a normal part of your stream. And it's gonna help you grow, it's going to do the wonderful things that your call to action's doing. You'll get more followers with a call to action that says, hey, don't forget to follow the stream, because some people will forget to follow that stream. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of content. This is a condensed form of what was a Twitch stream. I like to explore both introductory, intermediate, and some advanced concepts about Twitch and streaming in general. If you guys want to see more of that, I stream Sundays through to Wednesdays over at twitch.tv. There's a link below that you will be able to find that link for, as well as links to some of the other things that I've mentioned in here. Plus, I will throw up some simple ways that you can copy and paste over into one of your bots to give you guys a nice call to action, so you guys don't even have to worry about writing that sort of stuff. Isn't that amazing? All right, my name's Aaron, aka Feldy. If you haven't heard the dozens of call to actions already, it would be amazing if you hit that subscribe button so that you guys can see content like this in the future. All right, have yourselves a good one. I'll see you guys in the future.